Hi boys and girls. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite Bible stories when I was a kid, and that is the story of Zacchaeus. Now Zacchaeus was a tax collector. So back in Jesus' time, tax collectors were not very liked people. Usually they were dishonest, they were greedy, they collected more taxes than they should have from people, and they were very rich. So people did not like tax collectors. And there was nothing that the people could do to stop the tax collectors from doing these wrong things, from taking too much money from them. So Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and one day he decided that he was going to go see Jesus. Jesus was teaching. And he was also, besides being a tax collector, he was short. So he was at the back of this crowd of people who were there to see Jesus, and he couldn't see anything because he was short and couldn't see over top of people. So Zacchaeus decided that he was going to climb up a tree in order to have a better view. And he was kind of hidden up there in the branches so that he could see Jesus. So I'm going to read you a little bit from the Bible about the story, and then we'll catch up to where Zacchaeus when he was up in the tree. So it starts by saying, Jesus entered Jericho and made his way through the town. There was a man there named Zacchaeus. He was one of the most influential Jews in the Roman tax collecting business, and he had become very rich. He tried to get a good look at Jesus, but he was too short to see over the crowds. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree beside the road so he could watch from there. When Jesus came by, he looked up at Zacchaeus and called him by name. Zacchaeus, he said, quick, come down, for I must be a guest in your home today. Zacchaeus quickly climbed down and took Jesus to his house in great excitement and joy. But the crowds of people were displeased. He's gone to be the guest of a notorious sinner, they grumbled. So Jesus was walking along. He looked up in that tree and he said, Zacchaeus, come on down. I'm coming to your house for dinner today. Now the people around were like, what? Why does he get to have dinner with Jesus? He's a sinner. He's a horrible tax collector. But Jesus didn't care about that. What Jesus saw was an opportunity to make a change in the life of Zacchaeus. And that is exactly what happened. Jesus was not known for always spending time with the best people. He spent time with people that other people didn't want to be around, the bad people, people that you might look at and say, oh, I don't want to be friends with that person because they are this, this, and this. So Jesus said, no, I'm going to be friends with everybody. And by doing that, by being around people that other people didn't want to associate with, he was able to make changes in those people's lives. So he told Zacchaeus, he said, you come down, I'm going to your house for dinner today. He didn't care that the other people were grumbling and complaining about it. So let's see what happens when Jesus goes to Zacchaeus' house. Meanwhile, Zacchaeus stood there and said to Jesus, I will give half of my wealth to the poor. And if I have overcharged people on their taxes, I will give them back 4 times as much. Jesus responded, salvation has come to this house today, for this man has shown himself to be a son of Abraham. And I, the Son of Man, have come to seek and save those like him who are lost. So Zacchaeus, after spending time with Jesus, said, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to give half of all of my money to the poor. And all those people that I took too much money from, I'm going to give them 4 times that amount back. And Jesus was pleased with that. So because of the time that Jesus spent with Zacchaeus, and because Zacchaeus knew that Jesus loved him and Jesus wanted him to do what was right, he changed. He became a changed man. He gave his wealth away instead of keeping it for himself. And Jesus did that for lots of people. So there's a song that goes along with the Zacchaeus story, and it was one of my favorite songs when I was a kid. Now, I'm not going to sing it for you, but if you go online to YouTube and you type in Zacchaeus song, it'll come up, and it tells you all about the story of Zacchaeus. So I hope you enjoyed our story today. I hope you learned about someone from the Bible that maybe you hadn't heard of before. And I hope that you remember as you're living your life that God and Jesus don't only want us to associate with people that we like and people that agree with what we believe in, but Jesus also wants us to reach out to those people who maybe aren't living a life that they should be. And Jesus wants us to reach out to those people, show them his love, and help them to see that there is a better way to live their life. And we can do that with Jesus helping us. Let's say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for being a part of our lives and helping us to live a life that is pleasing to you. Please be with us as we meet people and help us to be a shining example of you to them. Help us to reach out to those people that maybe somebody else doesn't want to be around, and help us to show them your love and your grace and just the joy that they can have from living a life with Jesus in it. Amen. Have a wonderful week, boys and girls. I'll see you next week.